It's recording.
Okay, so this project 3 CPE329, the multimeter project. This is our terminal with VT100 style. Currently it's in AC mode and it's displaying a sine wave.
Frequency 500, amplitude 1 volt peak to peak.
So we're supposed to show two different DC values. Currently the offset is at 1.5.
I think you meant actually DC. Like,
okay.
No, put it in DC there.
Yeah, we do that too. Okay. Are you gonna edit this?
No, it's gonna be
okay.
like.
Alright.
No,
well, this is our DC value.
And then now it's 1.5.
Tomorrow is 1.5.
We gotta dance.
Shh, video process. Just kidding, guys. Anything between.
This is
yeah.
This one can only go up to 2.5, but we can read something like 900 millivolts.
And it's not in millivolts, it's in volts.
It's in volts, yeah. And as we can see, our bar graph is also to scale.
It's close, yeah, it's close to 1.
Yeah. And next, what's next? AC. So AC voltage. So now with the click of this button P1.1, our terminal switches from DC mode to AC mode.
No, because it's in DC, remember?
Oh, because it's in DC.
When we switch it to AC, you'll see.
Once we switch this.
Don't worry, homo, we took care of it.
Okay.
There you go, we're in AC
yeah,
mode.
so we can switch from AC mode to DC mode by the click of the button.
Go ahead. Boom.
Yeah. And we need to display a 3 peak to peak sine wave. So 3 peak to peak sine wave with an offset of 1.5. And 500 hertz. So yeah. And there it is. Cool.
Okay. Q.
Next is the 1 peak to peak sine wave. And 0.5 DC offset. At 1,000 hertz. Hertz. And there it is. Yeah. Our frequency at these high frequencies, it's slivered off. Yeah. But true RMS, calculated RMS, and our DC offset is
Pretty close.
yeah, about 1% off.
I can tell you the next one. 1 volt peak to peak, 2.5 DC offset. It's still 1,000 hertz.
Okay. So if you want to show like updating in real time, the terminal.
At that point, he knows we're changing it, right?
Yeah, I'm currently changing the offset to 2.5.
I'll just go back when you change it to a triangle.
DC offset pretty
To
good accuracy.
2.5. Frequency still kind of off, but peak to peak is pretty close to 1. And RMS stay the way they are. So then now we're gonna do 1 volt peak to peak triangle wave. So we go to triangle or ramp.
1 kilohertz.
50 hertz actually.
50 hertz.
50 hertz. And then an offset of 1.5. And then the peak to peak is 3. So peak to peak is still close to 3. Frequency is actually close to 50. Offset is 1.5. So that's good. So then now we have to do it a square wave. So we go from round to square. Square, 1.5 DC offset.
And peak to peak, what is it?
Peak to peak is 1.
Frequency?
Frequency is at 10 hertz. So it's offset is 1.5. Frequency is, so yeah, close to 10. And then what was the other thing we have? 1 volt peak to peak. That's pretty close to 1. And it is still a square wave.
Right.
So then a specific frequency specific. So you want a 3 volt peak to peak sine wave with offset 1.5 with 1,000 hertz.
What's the peak to peak? 3?
3. Yeah.
Wait, 3 peak to peak?
3 volts peak to peak. So frequency is, I'm shaking, 1,000, 3 volt peak to peak, offset is 1.5, it's a sine wave. So I'm looking at our multimeter, it says its offset is 1.5, frequency is still the 900, but it's close. Peak to peak is 3, and then the RMS, we have to calculate them, but take our word for it, it's working. So then all you have to do is change the frequency to 1. Very good. It's just, square wave. My bad. Yeah, it's a square wave. Square wave, same peak to peak, same offset. Just have to change the hertz to 1.
Hey, let's get the show on the
It's
road,
1.
bro.
It's already there to 1.
Yeah.
Instructions are.
Offset is
What? That was our signature.
1.5.
What
Oh well,
the hell?
yeah. It's a little shaky, but frequency's fine. Peak to peak is still kind of consistent. Just the offset's kind of a little shaky, but most of the time it's just
It's because it's low frequency.
yeah. But most of the time, see how it's so it tries to stay at 1.5, and that's it. Thank you.